This disease as a whole picked me, I think. I was diagnosed at 17, but I had symptoms way before. I have had symptoms as long as I could remember. Anytime I would play sports, it felt like I would come off the field walking like I was riding a horse. Like, it just felt like something was always wrong. And so I thought it was an artifact of who I was for a long time. And so it deeply became ingrained in how I interacted with people in general and with the world. And so when I was finally diagnosed with the disease, I was just looking for more answers. Like anybody else, I was a normal patient. There was nothing special about that endeavor. I just didn't want to feel alone. I started my journey, and for 5 years of my journey, it was alone. I didn't know other people existed. I really didn't realize it was a chronic disease. And so I joined a social media group for the disease. And so someone, Sarah Rothschild from the Life Raft Group, asked a question within our social media group. Would you change your diet based off of a drug, is what some form of the question. And I commented about, well, the absorption of drugs is affected by food, especially fat, and a very technical answer. And she messaged me personally and was like, who are you? Like, why was that your answer? And so we had an informational interview where she had mentioned that there were drug companies interested in TGCT, particularly asking her questions because of the role of imatinib, which is a drug shared between TGCT and GIST. And that caused, I think, the fusion of powers, that she had all of these resources and mentorship opportunity for me, these connections to doctors, and I had maybe that scientific background, the support of the community, and so we really combined those two efforts in 2019 with the first webinar for, at the time it was giant cell tumor of the bone and TGCT. We did a combination webinar, and it went really well. And so in 2020, we made TGCT Support, a program of the Life Raft Group to support TGCT patients based off of our dual roles. And it's been really wildly successful. We're really proud of where it's gone. We have, at this point, thousands of patients we talk to. So we're at the James Cancer Center at Ohio State University for the TGCT Day of Learning.
I'm here today in Columbus, Ohio for the second total day of learning about TGCT. I was lucky enough to be able to attend the first meeting that we had last year in New York City. I thought nothing of driving 7 hours to come here because it's important to me to support people. There are many people that I have met online, but I have never met in person. So for me to come here, it's an opportunity to get together with other people and share our experiences. Once you've met someone and then you can go back and talk to them again, it's a much different experience. I also went to Ireland to an event, and to me, that's what I have to offer TGCT. I haven't suffered maybe, physically as other people have. Yes, I've had to take a drug, but I feel like my gift to TGCT is supporting anyone else that needs the help. The biggest thing that I've gotten out of TGCT, and I'm not sure if anyone else would say it, but for me, it's really opened up a new avenue in my lifetime of sharing what I know with somebody else or helping somebody else. In some ways, it was a gift to me to be able to find a new family, find a new tribe, find a new group of people who needed my help. I got Sydney out of this. Sydney is now my child, literally. And I'm grateful for that. This community is definitely a strong, working together, supportive, loving community, and we are warriors for each other and for ourselves to help both ourselves and other people with our knowledge of what's going on.
We have people from pharmaceutical companies coming, we have doctors coming, we have patients coming, their caregivers and friends and family, and I think that really shows the power of what a community can do when you have the right people. Now it's definitely become a full, almost a career, but it has always, I think, become part of me at this point. and the passion to make sure no one felt the way I did. I remember it being like so vivid how I felt about it, that to be that person for other people really is the reason I'm here at this point. There's a lot of loneliness involved, a lot of isolation, and that's not special to TGCT, that's all rare diseases. And so the ability for patients who typically would never meet or never have the chance to meet gets to have an important moment where they should have not only shared experiences online, but that culminates into a shared experience in person, as well as getting to meet experts and see that this disease isn't something that's going to be in the shadows forever.
What I've found being involved with the support group is there's such a sigh of relief when patients find us from the US or from wherever. We find people from Iraq, from Iran, from the Philippines, places where they have no easy way to get treatment. And even countries like Ireland, where people have little treatment options. So, if you're looking at a place like the United States or Canada or Mexico or places where you would consider first world treatment, connecting people to the support groups and researchers being involved like this with the support groups and saying, yes, here's a place to go with the latest, most up-to-date information about treatment, and talking about the scientific papers and letting people have access to that. These diseases may not, like TGCT, may not be malignant and they may not take someone's life, but they are debilitating. And I think part of what makes us human is to understand that we can empathize with other people, we can be supportive of other people, and because we never know, it could be our uncle, it could be our cousin, it could be our best friend, it could be our spouse. And to have that kind of empathy and understanding for other people is important.
I'm really hopeful for the future of TGCT, really. When I was first diagnosed, even though it was only 5 years ago, I thought I was going to be having surgery every year for the rest of my life, to be perfectly honest, and that really scared me. That was where I was even just 5 years ago, and since then, and today at the Day of Learning, we've been talking about, I'm able to be on imatinib right now. There's trials for many other drugs in the works, and I think our disease is getting a lot of attention, which is really cool for how rare it is. So yeah, I'm really hopeful. I think the impact of events like this is that it really gets not only the patients connected to one another, but it gets the patients and the doctors all kind of speaking the same language. We're all on the same page. We can hear things from the professionals' experiences and their knowledge and bring that home to our doctors, to our treatment plans, and just make sure that we have a deeper understanding of our own disease, and also ensure that the doctors get to learn more about us, because I think every doctor is limited to the patients that they see, and the more patients, especially with rare diseases, that they can get exposed to and talk to and learn from, I think the better off we all are.